ever sent an email to an influencer and just wondered if it just vanished into thin air? Well, as an ex-influencer who used to receive those emails, let me tell you one brutally honest thing. If it was a mass copy and paste job, those emails went straight into the bin. But here's the good news. There is a way to get your emails not just read, but answered too. I'm talking 40, 60, even 80% reply rates. So grab a pen because I'm going to walk through this exact formula that works in influencer marketing, and stick to the very end because missing one vital thing can make all the difference here. First, let's go through personalization.
You know what I hate about emails or texts? Little smiley faces. They really me off.
Before you start personalizing, I do think it's essential to get the tone of your email right. You can easily check out an influencer's vibe by checking out their content, previous sponsored posts, or perhaps interviews they've done before. It does take a bit of time to tab around and do the research, but it is totally worth it in my opinion. Now, when your influencer program is starting to scale up, Modash is really helpful to speed up the process because it literally brings everything into one tab. You've got their metrics, their content, emails, etc. all in one place. Not to mention templates and other cool features, which I'll show you more later. But here I'm going to click into the influencer profile, unlock their email, and start a conversation with them. So firstly, you want to write yourself a killer subject line that's really going to grab the attention of your influencer. So here, I'm going to set a first name variable, so it's personalized straight away, and then write something like, "Stretch suit will love to work with you." Personally, those were my favorite headlines since it got me intrigued straight away and I knew what the email was going to be about. Now, if you don't happen to have the influencer's personal email address, but instead a management one like simone@modashtalent.com, I would still address the influencer. So I might want to say, "Hi Simone," and then insert the manager's name if you know it. In my influencer days, my manager used to forward me my emails, so it was just great to see that personalization. The first paragraph is where you want to get super personalized since it triggers something called the liking principle, where people are more likely to respond to those who genuinely get them. So in the first line, you could mention something like enjoying a recent post, a key personal milestone, or lead with shared values or missions that taps into identity-based motivation. So for this influencer, I'm going to say something like, first of all, huge congratulations on your pregnancy. My son is 1 now, and I still look back on my pregnancy journey as one of the most exciting chapters. I'm so excited for you and this incredible journey ahead. Back when I was an influencer, this was the kind of approach that got me reading the email in the first place. And it's not just me, this strategy really does work. Take Glossier, for example. Their early strategy involved engaging superfans and everyday customers through personalized interactions such as social media DMs, comments, and emails. This was to foster authentic relationships and encourage user-generated content, and it worked a treat. Next up, include a brand and campaign intro. Now, this next part of the email is where you can save serious time because this part can be templated. In fact, the best outreach programs typically template around 80% of the email and then just spend around 5 to 8 minutes on the solid personalization. Now, for me, I usually kick things off with a quick brand intro like who we are, what the campaign's about, and most importantly, why the product matters. Then I give a short overview of the product itself, highlighting the key features that would actually be relevant to them and also their audience. Let's move on to the deliverables section. Now, this section is completely optional, but you might want to round off your email with a softer approach and say something like, "We'd love to explore a partnership that aligns with your focus on comfort and showing up as your best self during pregnancy. Stretch Suit is designed to support both you and your audience every step of the way. I'd love to hear your thoughts." But if you're recruiting for a specific campaign with specific deliverables, then I do think it's very important to be clear on what you are asking for. This is just to avoid the constant back and forth that we all absolutely hate. So for a paid collaboration, you might want to state the exact deliverables you're after. For example, a 140-second reel, 3 Instagram stories, 30-day ad usage rights, and I would always propose a campaign date. The more specific, the better here. Then I would usually ask for their rate card, and if you don't have a tool like Modash to check engagement and audience demographics, then just ask for their media kit with all the metrics that you need. Now, if you want to activate a product seeding or gifting campaign, then what you will write will be different to this. For example, you want your strategy to be low friction, meaning something small and easy to say yes to. So for example, I might want to say, we'd love to send you a stretch suit, no pressure to post, just want to make sure you're supported in the final stretch. If it ends up being useful, amazing. If not, totally fine too. This is a classic foot in a door strategy. Creators are more likely to say yes if it removes the pressure of any commitment, and it often leads to authentic and voluntary posts that perform better. As an ex-influencer, I can definitely vouch for that. This is a strategy that Away Luggage used. They sent bags to influencers with no pressure to post. Creators naturally use them whilst traveling, resulting in viral UGC and genuine brand love, all before any paid strategy kicked in, and it's just a great way to identify creators who truly connect with your brand. But if you want to gift a product in return for a guaranteed deliverable, then you should absolutely state this in your email. So I would write something like, we would love to gift you a stretch suit in exchange for one Instagram story with a clickable link. We think you'll find it not only incredibly comfortable and easy to style with pieces you already own, but also something your audience will appreciate. Now, on a personal note, when it comes to product seeding and gifting emails, please never say we'd be open to a paid collaboration next time. It is one of the biggest turnoffs. There's a lot of scammy brands out there who just don't mean it. It just makes the whole message feel transactional, and it just undermines any attempt in building a genuine relationship. Now, if it's a paid opportunity, be clear about it. If it's not, it's just better to leave that line out entirely. Just clarity goes a lot further than anything else. Then to finish off any outreach email, I would add my email signature, attach a mood board, concept idea, or product information slides that share a bit more about your product and how it can naturally fit into their content without being pushy. And it's a great way of not putting too much information in your outreach email, just put it in the one sheet. This actually taps into visual priming and processing fluency. When someone can easily imagine something, they're more likely to act on it. Now, if you want to, in Modash, you can save your email as a new template or update an existing one. So when it comes to outreaching to your next influencer, you can open the profile, unlock the email, start a conversation, and select the template which applies, and then personalize the first 2 lines immediately. To learn more about how Modash helps with finding and emailing influencers, check out our latest video. I'll leave a link down in the description. But there we go. We have our personalization, brand and campaign intro, and the deliverables. So now that we have absolutely nailed the template, here are a few extra touches you can add to make your emails go even further. First, you could mention something about having full creative freedom. This autonomy principle from the self-determination theory tells us that people are more motivated and invested when they feel in control. And speaking as a former influencer, creators really dislike overly controlling brands. It stifles creativity and almost always leads to weaker results. For example, Aloe Yoga gives creators the freedom to showcase the brand through real-life moments, yoga flows, wellness check-ins, and daily wear. This lifestyle-first approach results in authentic, high-performing content that just really resonates. Second, try adding a fun or quirky PS. Now, this actually taps into the reciprocity and emotional mirroring. When people feel seen beyond their stats, they're more likely to respond with warmth or interest. Now, when I worked as an influencer, I absolutely loved receiving quirky PSs like, "P.S. I'm obsessed with your pet pig." It just made me feel, I don't know, seen, and it just really stood out, and it made me think that the person had really done their homework and put effort into the email. Thirdly, build subtle scarcity. Now, this is a method that could be particularly great for product seeding or gifting campaigns. You could mention limited spots or name drop a creator who's recently worked with you. Just don't overdo it, be honest and realistic. This actually taps into social proof and scarcity, which are 2 powerful drivers of action. When creators see others they admire being involved and it feels like a limited opportunity, FOMO definitely kicks in. Skims absolutely nails this through a strategic combination of exclusivity, celebrity association, and a focus on inclusivity. The brand's initial launch was through limited edition product drops, creating a sense of scarcity and excitement. Imagine being part of that as an influencer. I would have bitten Kim's hand off. That, applied to emails, can generate great results. And lastly, reference a mutual connection like a shared niche or network overlap to warm up your outreach. This leverages the mere association effect. If someone they know or admire has worked with you, they're more likely going to trust you. For example, Notion partnered with creators in niche clusters like education to build community and authenticity. Seeing peers collaborate encourage organic content and help the brand grow through momentum and trust. And there you have it. Now you're ready to cold outreach like some of the biggest brands on this planet. Now, if you've got any quirky or creative outreach tips of your own, drop them down in the comments. We'd absolutely love to hear them. But if you also want to dive deeper into influencer email templates, we've got a great blog post with ready-to-use examples to help you get you started. You'll find a link also down in the description. You can also watch our latest webinar on how to stay personalized at scale, where I chat with Marit from Loop Earplugs, and she shares her proven techniques to help you maintain a personal touch as you scale your influencer marketing program. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell because we have plenty more influencer marketing videos coming your way. We'll see you next time. Bye.